Can Clemson, 24 Ks of Royal and A's. Rip Can, Cal Can, twin damage done by Cal Sr.'s son. Can we? May we. Expo no-names keep winning games. And cannon blast of a playoff past. Padres and Cubs battle with clubs. Grand Canyon can wait. Can Film Fest 2. Just enter the gate. Take in the view as we continue to trace this year's Pennant Chase. Pennant Chase. This week it was a case of East meets West in the American League. And as we might expect, the potent Eastern Division tended to get the best of it. The California Angels were unfazed, however, as another good week opened their Western lead to 3 games. And the Minnesota Twins held up pretty well as they took 2 from the champion Tigers, including a game in which they scored 10 runs in 1 inning. The Twins raised their win streak to 10 before clashing with another hot ball club, the Eastern Division leading Baltimore Orioles. Minnesota was soaring, then hit the O-zone. 3 games with the Orioles. Talk about bats on a roll. Minnesota had rolled off 10 straight, but the Orioles were also rolling, having won 7 of 9 to take over first. And Fred Lynn kept them rolling in the opener against Minnesota with his 4th homer of the year. Minnesota swung back to tie it 6-6, but in the 8th could not cool the rising inflammation of hot numbers from Cal Ripken, who smashed his 3rd hit of the game out of reach for an 8-7 Baltimore win. So it was so long Minnesota to the 10-game streak, but do not weep for long, for another day surely cheers the way to some other kind of song, like a whole new beginning in the very first inning. 5 runs as the first 6 batters strapped starter Dennis Martinez with 6 hits, 15 hits overall for an 8-6 Minnesota win. Couldn't blame the Twins, who took over the major league lead in runs scored, for feeling like they could rip off 10 more. But Billy Gardner's staff remained baffled by the Ripken equation, as in 10 hits in 15 trips with 8 RBIs in the series. After breaking Brooks Robinson's club record of 463 consecutive games played without missing 1 inning, Ripken went 5 for 6 on Sunday to raise his average to .337. That output was well appreciated by Mike Boddicker, who had won number 4 despite allowing 10 hits and 5 runs. Don Ossie entered in the 8th to ensure no further Minnesota eruptions as the Orioles bid adieu to Minneapolis with a 10-5 victory to move a game up on Toronto in the American League East. Hard to tell lately just who are the New York Yankees. Figuring last place was no place for the house that Ruth built, George Steinbrenner put Yogi's club on the dumpster to see if Billy's club could get into pennant drive. Don Mattingly, who will hit for Yogi's club, Billy's club, probably any club, went 3 for 3 against the Royals in opening a 3-game series, which the Yankees hope will prove to be the turning point. With their 4th lineup in 4 days since Billy Martin's return, the Yankees stacked up 7 runs for the new skipper and starter Dennis Rasmussen, who held the Royals to 1 run as only the 2nd lefty to start against Kansas City all year. The 7-1 result pleased Martin so much that he decided to stick with the same lineup for at least 1 more day. The Billy club then proceeded to steal 4 bases, while unofficial captain Don Baylor clubbed 3 hits, including his 3rd home run. Baylor's 4 RBIs were sufficient for Ron Guidry, who gave the Yankees another sigh of relief by flashing his old best stuff to complete a 5-2 victory. Incidentally, the Royals haven't been able to score more than 2 runs in 9 trips to the Bronx since the famed Pine Tar incident. And famed Bronx bomber Power had struck but 8 homers compared to 23 by opponents before Rickey Henderson initiated a 4-home run barrage, which trounced the Royals 6-2 on Sunday. Yogi club or Billy club, whatever, the Yankees were beginning to look more like the Yankees as they took their 4th straight to climb out of last place in the East. Elsewhere, the Red Sox hit the road west and ended a 5-game skid in Seattle before setting their sights on Oakland A's country. Some friendly faces turned up there, and for Mike Easler, who had been slumping a bit, some friendly pitches. Rene Lachemann signaled, "Do it again." And Easler did it again. 2 homers, 4 RBIs in the opener. That pumped up oil can Boyd, who had the A's pumping air with 12 whiffs. The second straight 12 strikeout show for Oil Can, a 10-0 Boston stopout. A day later, Steve Crawford made his first Major League start in 4 years, and he held Oakland to 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. Then came the Boston bat attack. Billy Buckner, 3 for 5 and a home run. Home run number 4 in the game against the A's. However, Crawford hurt his arm in the 7th, and Oakland re-entered the picture with 3 in the 9th before Bob Ojeda appeared to hold the score at 5-4 for Boston. A saving play by Marty Barrett, and the first save of the year for Ojeda. But few play the piccolo on Oakland bats for long. Carney Lansford drove in 3 in the finale with home runs numbers 3 and 4. And Dave Kingman launched Kong Ball number 6 of 85. Jay Howell toweled off a last gasp shower of Boston hits to register save number 7 as the A's salvaged the final game 6-3. Player of the week in the American League for this week, California third baseman Doug DeCinces. In Sunday's 5-1 victory over Milwaukee, DeCinces blasted his 2nd homer and 2nd game-winning RBI of the week, raising his season totals to 5 homers, 18 runs batted in, and 4 game-winning blows. In leading the American League West by 3 games, the Angels had won 9 of 11 as of Sunday to give them baseball's best record. Credit Minnesota's new ballpark to that, but although it's clear the Twins have a powerful lineup, you might wonder what one particular Twin who twice hit 49 homers in a season might have done in the Homer Dome. We're talking about one of baseball's legends, Harman Killebrew. A look at the legends. One of gentle spirit and killer strength, Harman Killebrew signed in 1954 by the Washington Senators, a bonus baby out of the woods of Idaho.
I had never seen a Major League ball game before. Not only had I never seen one in person, I had never seen one on television. Had never been in a Major League ballpark, hardly been out of the state of Idaho. And when I went into that Major League ballpark for the first time, it was a big thrill.
By the time the Senators had moved to Minnesota, Harman had already become a standout slugger, having hit 42 home runs to win the title in '59 at the age of 23. He went on to win a total of 6 home run crowns, with 8 seasons of over 40 home runs. Little wonder the killer was selected for the American League All-Star team 8 times, even while few accused him of being one of the world's quickest gloves or fastest base runners.
I think I learned very early in my career the type of hitter I was going to be, and I tried to work on that. I learned that I wasn't going to be a real fast runner, that I wasn't going to be able to bunt very well and get base hits, but I did find out that I had some power. So I tried to develop that over the years, and that's here that I worked very hard on.
Now, the killer didn't bunt much, and he never hit 300 either, but pitchers clearly wanted little part of him as he led the league in walks 5 times. His 573 homers ranked 5th on the all-time list and 1st for American League right-hand batters. And his home run percentage is the 3rd best ever. Characteristically, though, he'd rather be recalled for team contributions.
I really think one of the statistics that's overlooked, and probably the most important, is the RBI. Because RBIs win ball games, and that's the most important thing, is winning.
And a league-leading 140 RBIs helped the Twins win a division title and Harman an MVP award in 1969. 15 years later, he won a trip to enshrinement at Cooperstown Hall of Fame, some 3,000 miles and 40 years from those backwoods of Idaho.
Harman Clayton Killebrew Sr. would be very proud today. And I wish he were here. And somehow I know he is. I love baseball, and I consider this baseball's greatest honor. Thank you very much.
Power and humility marked Harman Killebrew, and similar qualities marked the man making headlines on This Week in Baseball History 1970, Mr. Cub Ernie Banks. Perhaps the best-loved figure in Chicago baseball history, Banks hit over 40 homers 5 times as a shortstop before smashing his 500th at the age of 39.
I never thought that I was a power hitter. When people say, well, you hit 512 home runs, and it's kind of like, that wasn't me that did that. It was somebody else.
He did it! Ernie Banks got number 500! Everybody on your feet, this is it!
Home run number 500 in the sunshine for Mr. Sunshine. Now it's time to pull the strings, so to speak, and see what else we've got in the can. Now here's a little catch as catch can. Making headlines after losing 3 of 5 while allowing 1 lone earned run, Fernando Valenzuela evened his record despite allowing the Giants 5 runs in a 6-5 10-inning Dodger win. Jimmy Key unlocked a Toronto mystery when he became the first Blue Jay lefty starter to win since 1980, 614 games ago. And a sad note, as Bill Kunkel, once a pitcher for the Yankees and A's, and 18 years an umpire, succumbed to cancer at age 48 after twice staving off the disease with brave comebacks.
Life is not over after having an illness. You got to go out and battle it and just live day by day and enjoy it.
Expos and Cubs continued to fatten up their records in a tight Eastern Division race. On top in the West, the San Diego Padres, who met the Cubs for the first time since that memorable clash in the League Championship Series last October. For the first time since their October playoff, the Cubs took on the Padres in wind-blown Wrigley Field. The winds blew out then, and in this series, they were blowing out again. Game 1 saw 4 home runs, 2 by Chicago. And 2 by the Padres, who pulled out the victory 6-5. In Game 2, the winds came roaring out again at 24 miles per hour. Steve Garvey hit one. Gary Templeton hit 1. And Craig Nettles hit 2 as the Padres took a 4-0 lead. But then Ryne Sandberg, and Sean Dunston blowing gone. The first big league homer for the rookie. The Cubs roared in front and then called for flamethrower Lee Smith, who struck out 43% of the hitters he's faced, to blow out the candles. A 12-8 Chicago victory to put the Cubs back into first place. Game 3, the Cubs led it 4-2, but after 3 rain delays, the game was suspended due to darkness. Meanwhile, the Go-Go Cardinals had a problem. Should a Major League base-stealing leader and a .328 hitter return to the minors? Whitey Herzog called up Vince Coleman from the minors when Tito Landrum was hurt, and Coleman promptly swiped 17 bases in 15 games. Now, that's a problem for opponents, and so is this. A .328 average and 13 runs scored. Herzog wasn't convinced that Vince could hit like that, but Vince was, and need he convince no one of his base-stealing talent?
I'm fortunate to be in an organization that's stressed on running. That's my passion, is to steal a base, you know, each and every day. That's something that I really look forward to do each and every day, is to go out and steal a base.
And that's exactly what he's doing in the majors, as he already had done in the minors when he set a professional record of 145 steals in the South Atlantic League 2 years ago. Just imagine, even while missing the first 10 games, Coleman's current pace would easily break Rickey Henderson's big league record if the Cardinals let Vince Van Go play in the majors, that is. If anyone thought the Expos picked up hand-me-down players when they dealt Gary Carter and company, they're no longer showing their hands. Instead, applause for the manner in which Buck Rogers has played his new hand. The Expos remain pointed in the winning direction thanks to those now handsome-looking deals. Mike Fitzgerald, for example, acquired in the Carter trade, may not hit with Carter's power, but he was hitting above 300 while chipping in with some key RBIs. Moreover, the young catcher has proved handy at handling Montreal's rejuvenated pitching staff.
I feel confident in calling a ball game. I always have, and I think that if there is any question as to a certain pitch in a certain situation, that the guys are good enough to say, hey, Fitzy, I don't think that's right, or I can tell them how I feel about it, and we'll work things out.
And working out for Joe Hesketh, who's cracked Montreal's starting rotation in his rookie season. In opening a 3-game series in Atlanta, the Expos bagged the Braves 9-2, the third win in 4 decisions for Hesketh, who lowered his ERA to 2.25. And the Expos strolled away with another breezy victory to the next night. Strictly no sweat stuff for starter Bryn Smith. Though allowing 10 hits, Smith won his 4th decision without a loss, as the Expos, leading the league in average hits and extra bases, racked up 9 runs for the 2nd straight night. UL Washington, proving that the toothpick isn't the only stick of wood he can tool around, picked up 3 hits and 3 RBIs, raising his average to .368. And Andre Dawson, a .333 hitter, crashed his 6th homer to help send the Braves running helter-skelter for shelter. Elsewhere, the Phillies and Astros tied each other in knots for 3 games, not to mention some hot words of contention. Nolan Ryan KO'd 10 in 6 innings. Not enough, though, as Glenn Wilson reversed Houston's 2-1 lead in the 8th with a man on.
Swing and a drive to deep right center field. This ball is out of here, home run. Glenn Wilson has put the Phillies in front by a score of 3-2.
And that turned Kent DeCulvey from prospective loser to respective winner as he held off Houston in the 9th. In the 2nd game, the frisky Phils felt fit to be tied again, remaining tied with the Astros at 5 in the 13th when Louis Aguayo hit his 2nd homer of the game.
Long drive, deep left field, everybody can go home. Home run, Louis Aguayo. His 2nd of the game, his 2nd of the year. to 5 in 13 innings.
However, the Phils got their tongues tied before they could say sweep in Game 3 as Jose Cruz, the Astros' hottest bat at .354, cracked a 2-run homer in the first inning. Joe Niekro then used assorted knuckleballs and some choice defensive maneuvers to keep the Phils from tying up matters any further. And Frank DePino registered save number 4 when Philadelphia staged its final threat in the ninth. A 4-3 Astro victory, leaving them just one game out in the West. Last week, our National League Player of the Week was Atlanta's Dale Murphy. This week, it's brave Rick Mailer, off to the best start of any pitcher in the major leagues. And cooling off the red-hot Expos on Sunday with a 6-1 win, Mailer became the major's first 7-game winner. Now that's 7 without a loss. The best start by any Braves pitcher since the great Warren Spahn went 8-0 to start the 1947 season for the Boston Braves. Already, we've seen many teams streak in losing directions, winning directions, or both. For those currently on a skid, here's a reminder of that new day that will soon be on its way.
I was lost, double-crossed, with my hands behind my back. I was long-time hurt and thrown in the dirt, shoved out on the railroad track. I've been used, abused, and so confused, and I didn't have nowhere to run. But I stood and looked, and my eyes got hooked on that beautiful morning sun. And it seems like, yes, it feels like, and it seems like, oh yes, it feels like a brand new day, a brand new day, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my heart is still, yeah, and I got the will. Yeah, and I don't really feel so mean. And it seems like, yes, it feels